Before this video begins, I'd just like you to know that I put a lot of time and research into this video, and please watch through to the end. I promise you this isn't clickbait. This is a very serious and important topic that really needs to be talked about and really needs to be touched upon. This is kind of related to channels being terminated lately, but I've noticed that it's just a problem with YouTube in general, and this is a very serious problem with the company of YouTube, the company of Google, and with just American copyright law in general. This is a very serious legal problem and hole in the entire government that I feel can't just be, ignored, gone unnoticed. This is some serious stuff, so please watch through the end. Thank you. So today, I threw my hat in the ring, I did some legal research, and I did a ton of legal research, actually. You're going to see it all in this video. And I'm going to go over the horrific findings of what I found to be wrong with YouTube. So, let's start with the channels getting terminated. Let's talk about fair use for a minute, okay? So, fair use is the law that says basically you can, you can parody, you can satire, you can borrow certain copyrighted materials for the sake of parody, for the sake of satire, for the sake of commentary, and for educational purposes. So, if I wanted to make an educational video about Donald Duck, if I wanted to make a commentary on an episode of a show that I felt was bad, like I wanted to do a review of it, copyright law would protect me in that. Same thing goes for parody and satire. If I wanted to make fun of it, if I wanted to tease about it like Robot Chicken on Adult Swim, if I wanted to do something like that, I definitely could. It is under copyright law for me to be fully capable of doing that. Sorry. So, what the heck? You can already see that there's a problem there. YouTube isn't following the American copyright law. So I thought, okay, maybe YouTube has a centered system of copyright law that satisfies every country, because they have users in more places than just America. So I went into it to see if I went to the official YouTube source and looked into their, direct, basically answering system for people who have questions about copyright and fair use, and it basically just showed me everything that I thought I already knew. It just went over everything that I have been saying this entire time, and essentially just told me that I was right. Now, I'm not at all in any way saying that if someone's making money off of someone else's characters, especially Dragon Ball characters, that's not okay, but we're not making any money off of it. It's for the sake of parody and satire. And in the way I use it, sometimes it's even for educational purposes. So I don't see, and it's also for the sake of commentary a lot here. So I don't see where YouTube's coming from in telling us that we're incorrect. It also states that if we take a form of copyrighted media but add to it, as in create a different medium of entertainment from it, that would also be allowed. So that would fall under parody and satire, which means that things like Dragon Ball Abridged, Dragon Ball Super, that would be fine. And there are laws about, sullying the name of, cartoon characters, but considering that things like Robot Chicken exist and a lot of animators on YouTube, crack jokes like that, what we're doing isn't as bad as that, or doesn't push that law to its absolute limit. Someone like Prince Vegeta might, because his content's very highly sexual and does sully the name of a lot of Dragon Ball characters, but we ourselves do not do that, aside from me doing the occasional dirty joke as Cell, and, well, that's more me than it is Cell. So I looked into the copyright use for our country, and I was like, alright, well, YouTube doesn't explain it very well, and Google doesn't explain it very well, so maybe an official government website will. Lo and behold, I get on there, and once again, it says the exact same thing that doesn't really make sense. So, after looking at the YouTube guidelines, after looking at Google's, form of the YouTube guidelines, and after finally giving up and going to a government website to just look at it, my country specifically, because I understand it's going to be too much research for me to look at every specific country for copyright laws specifically. I might make future videos on them to clarify, because I know that I have fans in different countries, and you guys need to know for your videos as well as my friends that operate in different countries. But essentially, once I looked on this government website, it, again, just reiterated everything that I already knew about copyright law. I just find that YouTube words it very very shadily. Like, YouTube words it in a way to where it's okay, but it's not okay. So they can use it as a reason to praise big YouTubers and use it as a reason to strike down small YouTubers to give them more money, which they've already admitted to striking down YouTubers below 10K just for money's sake, which is very messed up. I don't know what the deal with that is. Well, I guess I do understand what the deal with that is. They're a company and they're trying to stay in business, but still, that is messed up. Now, I understand that, those people can just start over, make new channels, whatever, but that's not really the point. The point is that YouTube unfairly took them down for something that big YouTubers do to make them money. So it's a very biased thing to do, which is, again, kind of against the law, because at that point, they're not following their own regulations, they're not following their own copyright law. So either everyone can scrape by with it, or no one can. It shouldn't be this pick your favorites type dealio. And that's not even me being picky or complaining. That's just what the law says about it. That's just a legal issue there. And again, I looked more and more into this, and feel free to pause, because I'll be flashing it up on screen as I'm talking. Everything that I looked at, and there's one thing that just consistently keeps coming up that I don't think I can ignore, and it's that getting in contact with people about these laws is impossible. As you can see here, it even says on the government official website that they literally cannot answer public questions about fair use. So what the hell's up with that? I've been 3 places trying to wrap my head around this copyright law stuff to see if maybe we are doing something wrong and there is a real reason that YouTubers are getting terminated that we can fix. And lo and behold, every website that I go to, every time I try to reach out to these people so they can explain it to me in a better fashion so I can explain it to you guys, nope, we're not allowed to tell the public about it because of reasons. They won't help us. They won't explain to us what fair use is. And yes, they have, but not in a form that most people could understand. They've explained it in a format that most lawyers could understand, but not everyone has the money to go ask their lawyer, hey, what does this mean, And that's what they're not understanding, is yes, it is public, and yes, you've written it, but no, it doesn't make sense. No, it's not fair. No, it doesn't abide by the laws that are already in place. At least that's YouTube's case. Because what YouTube says is often contradicting to the copyright and fair use laws themselves, which is a whole other thing. But that, my friends, is where it gets very convoluted. For you see, I was going to get mad at YouTube, the people at YouTube, and well, maybe they're not the ones to get mad at. You see, YouTube, what do we ever really see them do outside of YouTube Red? Nothing. It's always their AI. It's always their bots that terminates channels or puts channels on the working page or scans videos before they're uploaded, things like that. They're not people. They're AIs. They're AIs. They're artificial intelligence. They are just robots. So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, what do YouTube themselves actually do outside of working on these AIs? So I looked into it. And mind you, this is a genuine question. I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm actually trying to figure out what they do so I can compromise with them and figure this out. Because they're impossible to get in contact with and they're impossible to work with sometimes. So anyway, lo and behold, I YouTube search it to see if I can find a documentary on it or something, and nothing. I go through bunches and bunches of videos, and all of it's just about how you can sub for sub, how to make money from YouTube. And then I decide to Google it. Lo and behold, the exact same thing. How do you make money from YouTube? Here's how you can actually make money from YouTube. Did you know you can make money from YouTube? Hey, this is actually, yes, you can. YouTube can be a full-time job. A YouTuber can get 6 figures all from YouTube itself if they put in enough work, and it is an absolute mess. So I searched something else, okay? Maybe I need to be more specific. What do people at YouTube headquarters actually do? And, well, this is kind of dark, but again, I scrolled through and scrolled through and scrolled through and looked and looked and looked for a documentary or some kind of, some kind of sign or some kind of like guide of what people who work for YouTube headquarters do, and all I found was more reports on the the San Bruno shooting at YouTube headquarters, and the conditions of the people, who were injured, who were killed, information on the shooter himself. But that's a topic for another day. That's not what we're trying to find here. Obviously, my prayers go to those people and those families, and I'm sorry that happened. But we're on a different mission today. We're on a mission to figure out what the hell's going on with copyright and fair use. But ladies and gentlemen, this right here is where it gets interesting. When I went on YouTube and I searched what do people at YouTube headquarters actually do, completely unrelated searches came up. The only even related search that I saw in there was I saw the word HQ a couple times, maybe. But other than that, they were completely unrelated searches. I scrolled and looked through and refreshed, and there was no information on YouTube headquarters whatsoever. So what do these people do? Well, I did notice something. So you hear a lot of people, even Dan Harmon, the co-creator of Rick and Morty, talks about YouTube Red and how YouTube focuses on it so much, and how most of the people who work for YouTube now work for YouTube Red, and that is a red flag to me. So that means that outside of YouTube Red, what do they really do? Well, from what I could find, all they do is work on these AIs. But the problem is that an AI can't be in charge of things like terminating channels and what is and isn't fair use, because that's morals. That's up to chance. That's, specifications are required to make that call. Can you teach morality to a machine? Can you program morality to a machine? That's still being scientifically researched. YouTube can't just throw that into the hands of something that could or could not even learn to feel. I mean, again, if machines can be taught morality, that's great. That's wonderful. But until it can be scientifically proven and actually done, you can't just throw something important as people's financial lives and people's careers into the hands of a robot that doesn't even really understand fair use guidelines to begin with. Can this AI read the description where we do all of our fair use work and leave all of the proper, or we leave all of the proper credits and things like that? I have no idea. Can an AI watch the entire video through with a sense of humor to see whether they like it or not, and whether or not it follows community guidelines? I honestly don't think so. The whole thing is that these AIs are programmed to scan certain things that make YouTube look bad, not if a video is good or not, if a video has good quality or not, and things like that, which is what it should. That's why people need to be in charge of that. And yes, it would be very slow. And yes, it would be very hard. But it would also be a lot more beneficial for this website. And I understand that it would be damn near impossible because there's so many people that use YouTube nowadays. But if you want this website to survive, that is entirely necessary and is what needs to happen. I'm sorry, but the adpocalypse is still going on. Channels are getting terminated left and right for no reason. YouTube Red is slowly going downhill, and people really don't care about it at all. And even now, people at VidCon and people on Twitch and people on Mixer and Dailymotion are starting to look down on YouTube like a weaker company. And that's upsetting to me. YouTube allowed us to get to this point, and I understand that it's difficult, and I'm not blaming them, because a lot of it is us as well, because a lot of people have no idea what fair use even is. That's why I'm trying to educate you all on it, so we can meet in the middle here. We can fix what we're not being fair about, and YouTube can fix what they're not being fair about. But that really is the problem here, is all of this is one big mess of just, we don't know, maybe we do, maybe we don't. We have to figure this out. We have to get this sorted out. This is a serious problem that needs to be fixed. And I didn't even go into the whole YouTube bias controversy. That'll be a video for another day. What I'm saying in this video is, everyone, please educate yourselves on the YouTube guidelines. And YouTube, please make more clear guidelines. I had to call up professionals. I had to do research just to even begin to kind of understand it. This video took me hours to make because your guidelines are so damn impossible to get through someone's head. Please, meet me in the middle here. Compromise with me. Talk to me something. This is crazy. Because you're losing money. We're losing valuable time and money that we put into our videos. You're losing the money that you make off of us making these videos. No one's winning here. So please, please, this is an open-hearted letter to every other YouTuber, to every subscriber, to every person that enjoys this platform, to everyone who works on this platform, everyone who works for YouTube, everyone who's a YouTuber, everyone who sits at YouTube HQ or sits at their houses making content. This is an open-hearted letter to you. Please listen to me. We need to save this platform because YouTube is really going downhill, and I know that we can fix it. We just have to put our differences aside. We have to stop fighting. We have to stop ranting and raving about people like Tana Mongoloy and Shane Dawson and Logan Paul and Jake Paul and focus on YouTube themselves. Because we can deal with cancerous people and toxic people later. What we have to deal with now is the fact that this website is crumbling. Okay? We can't let it just disappear. So YouTube, please. I'll be waiting. I'd prefer that you contact me through Discord. The link will be in the description down below. If any of you want to contact me and talk to me about this further, my Discord server links will be in the description down below. And YouTube, if all else fails, email me or something. Just please. I want to make sure everyone knows how to follow the guidelines and everyone's good and everyone's solid and everyone's happy. So again, please, if anyone has any questions, contact me. My Discord is in the link down below, and if you can't get a hold of me there, email me. I don't use my Google Plus account, so please don't try to message me there. Thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is OrangeBucketPlay/VA, and as always, I will see you in the next video. At ease, my Orange Troopers, and peace.